I'm creating one here, but
right.
no one will know. So someone has to go to the other channel and tell everyone to come across.
Do you mean post?
Yeah.
Create post.
Yeah, so I'm going to go across. We are now live, but
see the writing from here.
Do you want to post using this
Darling.
post?
hang on.
Nick needs
We've
you.
got a major problem. Yeah. I think I can post.
Can you come closer so I can see the...
Not just yet, hopefully soon.
Okay.
Ah, hello. Some people have come across to find it.
Oh, well
I'm
done.
so sorry that we just could not get the thing worked out on my phone. Because the picture quality was quite bad last week, we decided that we would try and do it with my telephone instead. But we're not that technologically minded in the house, which means that we had this live stream with everybody chatting on it, but we couldn't see it or access it or even comment. I just worked out how to comment now. But I hope this is working. And I hope that there aren't other people stuck on the other live stream waiting for us to appear. So I'll have to go over every now and then and comment on that one to come over to this one. Sorry, this is only our second live and we're not very used to it.
Hello, everyone.
Can you hear us okay? It's so lovely that you're from all over the world.
Absolutely incredible.
Ah, you want me to complete the peacock story? Okay, I will definitely do the peacock chick story. See, Mummy? People did want the peacock chick story. But first, it's actually, we want to say Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. But I was very nearly in trouble because, well, Mummy saw everybody saying Happy Mother's Day. It is not Mother's Day in France.
No.
But I thought that Mummy might feel a little bit left out if she didn't have something to open. And I don't know if any of you remember, but a while ago, we got a big box of presents from somebody called Marin. And I was going to eke them out and open them little bit by little bit. And we still have an exciting gift to open from Marin, which is actually for our chicken, Myrtle. But Myrtle has told me that she is perfectly happy for Mummy to open this for her. So, Mummy, could you, on Mother's Day, open Myrtle the chicken's gift?
On behalf of Myrtle.
I'll see if I can angle this a bit better for everyone.
There we go. For Mrs. Myrtle and Stephanie, the little zip pouch is just for padded safe travel.
Safe travel. Okay, why don't you open what's in the little zip pouch?
Oh, oh. Oh, it is adorable. It's a little hint for Myrtle.
Oh, that's Royal Copenhagen. Look, isn't that just gorgeous?
It goes with mine.
I hope Myrtle is going to produce her blue-shelled eggs for us to put
Absolutely.
in here. It might encourage Myrtle.
Yes.
That is beautiful. Thank you, Marin.
It will go so very nicely with my cup.
Thank you for liking our dresses. Mine is from Zara. I actually don't know where Mummy's is from. Shall I find out?
Dior.
Monsoon.
Oh, there is more here.
Oh, there's more for the chicken.
There's little legs. Oh, it's
that's
absolutely adorable, isn't it? Look at this. Oops. Sorry about that. I should be reading the questions.
Oh, they're so lovely. And in fact, this soap is exactly the color of the eggs that our chicken lays. Unbelievably, she genuinely lays blue eggs. So this is how her eggs are going to look in this egg cup. How nice is that?
Absolutely adorable. Thank
Okay,
you.
put
Thank
all
you.
of this over here. We have cake for Mother's Day. Lemon drizzle.
My favorite.
Someone's asking, what is your favorite tea?
My favorite, I have two, Earl Grey and Yorkshire.
Yorkshire English breakfast tea.
Yes.
And I love English breakfast tea.
And I want to say hello to every one of you there. And I hope my husband is there watching us. I'll ask questions at the end.
Oh, he'll be tested. Percy, you're being tested.
And Jerry will be testing very well. You will see a video of him teaching us how to dance. He's got a lot of work ahead of him.
I think Nick's doing pretty well. And in fact, you'll see on Tuesday in the Chateau Diaries, I filmed our first dance lesson from Selma, and the elusive Nick was giving it plenty on the dance floor. So you'll see that on Tuesday. I'm really sorry about our connection. So this is why we tried to set it up with our mobile instead, in the hope it would improve the picture a bit. But really, short of us going out in the mobile office and streaming from the field with the cows,
she hoped it would improve
Yeah.
our picture in it.
it's probably best to have it a bit blurry.
Exactly. How is Jerry? He's fine, thank you. And yes, thank you, he's absolutely fine. You will see him on the vlog soon. He's in top form.
And someone's asking what my favorite dish is. Ooh,
Yes,
I like all food, basically. I'm very partial to chips or French fries, as many of you probably call them. But that's not tremendously elegant as a favorite food, but it probably is my favorite food.
and I've been to Toronto.
You have? I haven't been. I've never been to Toronto.
Thank you very much.
So now I'm going to tell the story of the peacock chicks, whether you like it or not, Mummy.
I'll keep quiet. Zip is
I bought the little 3 chicks because I'd gone to buy a couple of peacocks, a male and a female, for a friend of mine really far away. It was a 12-hour round trip. It was really long. And as I was leaving, the man said, would you like to look at the little chicks that I have got to sell? And I wasn't going to buy them. But once I saw them, they'd been born in the incubator. They didn't have a mummy. And they were just there nestling together, one white one and 2 brown ones, all quite ugly. I couldn't say no. So we brought them back here and hand reared them under a little heat lamp. Everyone in the house was involved, especially 2 people who were living with us at the time who really looked after those chicks. So the chicks always knew Lalande's home. And one turned out to be a white peacock and the other 2 were females. And the white peacock was so beautiful, but he was actually quite vicious. And we found out that's something that often happens with peacocks that are born without role models that are raised by humans, because they think that they are one of the humans, and then they want to start asserting their authority and being the leader. And that white one thought that he was our boss. So he would actually attack sometimes, which was really difficult because obviously we have guests and it would be awful if that happened with a young child. So we didn't know what we were going to do about it, but then the problem was solved in a way that broke all of our hearts because we were very fond of him. He actually got a bird flu and we managed to get him antibiotics, but it just wasn't enough and he didn't pull through. And I found out afterwards that the white ones are very fragile, more fragile than the others. So then we were left with the 2 females, and we thought they'd be happier to have a man around the house. So we bought another male from round here, and he's so good-natured. The difference is unbelievable. Like he would just never attack a living soul. He's adorable. So they were happy, the 3 of them, and then another of the females died last year. We never understood quite what had happened, but many of you will have seen that in our vlogs because we vlogged her getting sick. And so we have just 2 peacocks left, 1 peacock and 1 peahen, and they're always together. They seem to get on very well. They're called Thor and Sif.
Now you know everything about the peacock, but somebody wants to know, Julie wants to know if she could get married in the chapel. Over to you.
Yes.
How does she arrange it?
We would like to do weddings here in future, but I think not big weddings that are going to require a huge marquee in the lawn. We can probably take weddings of up to 30 people, a little bit like my mother's wedding. or smaller than that. So just the sort of wedding where you want to come with your close family and friends, all stay in a house together. And it is a Catholic chapel. So it depends whether you're Catholic or not, whether you can have a full mass there. If you're not Catholic, then you can probably arrange a blessing or just use a chapel for photos. That's also possible. And with most people from other countries, you would need to marry the actual legal part of it in your own country before coming here. So it's possible, but we haven't done that yet. We haven't hosted someone else's wedding yet.
The sheep have not been shown yet. That's going to be fun. Every year we have such trouble doing it.
Yeah,
Now,
you can imagine what it's like trying to catch them for that.
Stephanie, someone wants to know how to get to the workaway of Chateau de Lalande. Cannot find it.
Yes, I know.
Workaway
I'm
site.
afraid I can't help you. We are called Chateau de Lalande on Workaway. I don't know why it's not showing up, and a few people have said that. I'll try and find the link and put it up on the bottom of my next video, because I know a lot of people have asked, but I don't know it off the top of my head. But we are just called the Chateau de Lalande. We don't have a different name on Workaway. I'm wondering if maybe it's not showing because we've said that we don't need people the next couple of months because of lockdown. Perhaps that's why it's not showing up.
I haven't been to Sri Lanka. Have you been to Sri Lanka?
No, and I really
I've
want
been
to
to
go.
India.
I'd love to go and
Yes.
see the tea plantations.
Yes. Oh, do you have only one fridge? No, we have several fridges in the chateau, but only one in the kitchen. It's not very convenient, actually, but only one in the kitchen, one in the arrière kitchen, butler's pantry.
Somebody is asking if we have an olive grove.
No,
It's a little bit too cold in winter in the
Yes.
middle of France. Down in the south is perfect, but here they're happy in summer, but they wouldn't be happy in winter, sadly.
Where do you shop for your dresses, darling?
All over the place, a lot in charity shops and a lot in designer secondhand shops. But this is Zara. I get quite a bit from Zara as well, the high street too.
Favorite museum?
Oh, I think I like the Metropolitan in New York, the Victoria and Albert in London,
I like
the Wallace Collection in London, and the Sir John Soane Museum. That's probably my favorites
Yes.
that spring to mind.
Yes, I think much the same. Now, greetings from Lisbon. Haha.
We haven't got plans to get more peahens at the moment because we're hoping that they'll have babies. So I think every year we say this, maybe this year, but I am hoping.
What traits does Stephanie get from me? I think she's pretty cheerful, as I am, and
I think
she
I'm-
has her kindness from me. All the good things are from me.
Oh yeah, what did I get from Daddy then?
Your artistry.
I think the outgoing side comes from my mother, but I don't have work ethic. Sadly, not all the good traits got passed on.
No chance of getting compensation for draining the lake. We didn't ask, but I'm pretty sure.
No, but we are looking for a lawyer who specializes in that. At the same
Yeah.
time, I don't want to be very litigious and start going through tribunals and be in tribunals for the next 20 years. If there's any way of working this out with the water police reasonably, where we can all compromise and come to a conclusion together, I would far rather go down that route. But that's all starting really soon because we hit the target for the first survey that we need on our Patreon account. So as soon as lockdown's over, we're going to be able to get the first survey to start the process of getting the lake back. And we're wildly, wildly excited in the house about that.
How far are we from Paris by car? 2 hours?
3 hours.
3 hours by
3
car.
hours by car, 2 hours by train.
Yes.
Somebody is asking, I'm agnostic. You say I'm agnostic, but my kindness and nature are spiritual. Yeah, I think that even agnosticism doesn't mean a lack of spirituality.
How did you slow that
necessarily.
down, darling?
You can do this to go up, Mummy.
Oh,
Oh, this is
I'm
going to end
learning.
in tears when Mummy starts touching the keypad.
When will you do? What will you do after you reach 30? Oh my God, $30,000!
I love this question. What will we do after reaching $30,000 a month on Patreon? Because that's my final target. We're going to put targets in the first stages before that. When I put that target on, I thought that it was a one-off target on Patreon. I thought it would be that, when you hit that amount cumulatively, then you would hit that target. I didn't realize it was a monthly target. I can't imagine getting to that per month. What will I do when I reach that? Oh, wow. What won't I do when I reach it? My goodness, the chateau will be blinged up. It will look better than it did in the 16th century if we ever reach that. There'll be gardeners everywhere.
Holly, you're asking if there are garden plans for the chateau. And I was saying to Stephanie today, we should really have a designer, a garden designer, rather than do a bit here, do a bit there, nothing connected. It would be nice to have a plan, and we can work little bits toward that plan. That would be wonderful.
That's my mother's latest craze today. I woke up this morning to be told that nothing should be done to the garden until we've got a designer to come and plan it all out.
A pack of lies.
If any of you happen to be garden
designer,
designers, landscape designers, let us know.
Absolutely. Does psychiatric background help me at the chateau? My goodness. Yes, it does.
Dealing with all of us.
Yes, they're all mad. I'm the only sane one.
And that's not anything you've ever heard from a mad person. I actually genuinely think it helps both of us because I grew up in a nursing home for people with Alzheimer's, and it's helped both of us because it does make us extremely accepting of people just naturally, which is
it made you very tolerant.
Yes, very tolerant.
If an old lady, once she got into in our quarters, and there was an old lady squeezing into my high heel shoes, and an old man came into a bedroom at night, looking for his room.
Oh my goodness, we've got a super chat.
Oh,
how exciting! Thank you. From Travel Bridges.
Thank you.
Do you think you'll do some archaeology one day? In your aerial photos, I see what looks like outlines of old buildings. Love your videos. I would love to do, we would both love to do archaeology. Sadly, in the aerial photos, the outlines of old buildings, I suspect, are our soak away for the septic tank, because they create a shadow from above just by the old wing of the chateau on the ground, which looks like the imprint of a building, but was actually the huge soak away underneath the grass there. But
they didn't find anything when they put the sock away. There was nothing there.
But what is absolutely certain is that there will be traces of old buildings everywhere. This area actually has was being lived in since Roman times, and so we're certain
times too.
Well, yes,
before, Roman, of course, Greeks,
yeah. Yes. And in fact, not that far from here, about 40 minutes by car, is an area where there are caves with prehistoric remains. So the prehistoric man lived here too.
Yes,
there's a lot of history to find here,
and dolmens too.
Oh, and we have another super chat from Paul Shields. Just a thank you. Well, no, thank you. Thank you so much. That's going to go straight into the lake fund.
Oh, yes. And what did you want to know?
No, there wasn't a question. It was a thank you.
Thank you.
You would need to keep the sheep away from the backyard if you get professional landscaping.
Yes, we would.
Yes.
We would take that into account.
In fact, that's actually partly why we've moved them, because they were completely free before. But in the field that they were in recently, they knew how to get in and out through the dry moat. They went where they liked. Probably why they didn't want to move. But they were eating my entire hedge that we planted in front of the chapel, which is why they had to move now. Until it's more established, they can't.
An electric fence around the hedge would allow them to move on. Anyway, never mind. Would you need to keep the sheep away? Yes. Oh, was the garden more grand, elaborate at the back of the chateau? There never was, I don't think, a garden à la française.
Well, there might have been in the past, a long time ago.
We've never seen it.
But not from the previous owners. They definitely kept the back as the main lawn part, and other parts were just left pretty wild, except I think because we're in the countryside here, most of the energy would have gone onto the vegetable garden. And that's where we've been putting our energy too. Oh, you're all so kind. Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day. And a gift for you from Garden Room.
Oh, lovely.
Well, technically, Mummy, I think that's yours.
Thank you. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you, God. Thank you,
Yes.
guys. Wonderful. Honestly,
Oh, Suze.
I see
Suze Wainwright. Lovely.
our
Thank you.
lake fund is rising.
Yes. Oh, I had a question and I forgot.
Oh,
what it
someone
was.
thinks Monty Dunn should do a program here. That would be great. Maybe he'd like to move in with us and deal with the garden.
What do you? Yes, that would be great.
This is a nice question. If you could host a dinner party at the chateau for anyone past or present, who would you invite?
Well, you would have to invite La Grande Mademoiselle.
Oh, yes, yes.
You would
Previous
have to.
owner, the cousin of Louis XIV. We would have to invite her.
And I think she would go. She would be very interested in what Georges Sand has to say.
We should invite Georges Sand
at the same time.
For those of you who don't know who Georges Sand is, she was quite a racy novelist in the 19th century by those standards. She's called George, but she took the name in the same way as George Eliot did. She's a woman who was wanting a male name to write in those days, and her lover was Chopin, and they lived only 20 minutes in a chateau from here. So their chateau is now a museum. It's really amazing because all the greats of French Romantic period came and stayed there. So there was Liszt, Victor Hugo, Flaubert, Balzac, Delacroix. They all came to stay at the chateau near here. And we'd probably invite all of them.
Oh, definitely.
But also
imagine
Lord
the
Byron.
conversation.
Lord Byron. We could chat about our love of Venice.
Well, talking of love.
Oh gosh, look, we've got more super chats, Mummy.
Oh gosh.
From Lilyhammer.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lilyhammer.
What do you look?
One.
Oh, Laura.
Laura Writer, thank you, so generous.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much, really. It's just amazing.
Darling, someone is asking what you look for in a partner. I found it. Kirsty.
Yes.
What
What do I
for?
look for in a partner? Kindness, actually, and hotness.
I've got both.
Monica, thank you too. Thank you. You found both in Percy. Kindness and hotness are united
Oh,
in
thank
Percy.
you, Monia. Thank you so much.
Well, I can't thank you all.
Jane.
I can't thank you all fast enough. Thank you so much, Jane. And she is funny. And honestly, we joke in the house that all we need to do is just point the camera at my mother all day and I've got a vlog. We don't actually need to do anything else. She doesn't mean to be funny, but she is
No, I mean to be
all
serious.
the time.
Yes.
Brenda, you're here.
Brenda! Oh, wonderful.
Oh, it's good that you're here, Brenda. Thank you so much. I hope that things are good in the hills of Donegal today.
Yes. And I read your vlog. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, we do better answer a
Okay.
question. Oh, Chuck has given $5. I would love to see Mummy grow flowers in a bed around the fountain.
Yes, I've been often thinking about that.
I think that we will do.
Yes.
I would like
It's the
lavender.
upkeep, you see. Yes, it would be good. It's the upkeep. It's the keeping up. I am here for.
Is the upkeep is the keeping up?
I am here
the
a
upkeep
short
is the
while.
keeping up.
I try to do things. I'm gone. It dies. That's a problem.
Well, we should definitely
But
try
you're right.
and do that. And
Oh, thank
Debbie,
you, Debbie.
thank you. Honestly, I cannot thank people fast enough.
That's
This is
very kind of
means
you.
so much to us.
No.
Lau,
Oh,
thank you for bringing joy to our quarantines with the stories from Lalande. On adore les vlogs quotidiens.
Merci
They're
beaucoup.
not quite daily vlogs. I'm going as fast as I can. I'm about 4 videos a week, I think.
She's at it all day long.
But I enjoy it. It's really fun making them.
Yes.
And thank you, Nichi. I really admire, or Nikki. I don't know how you spell it, how you pronounce it. Nick spells his without a K because he says there is no K in Nicholas, so I see no reason why there should be a K in Nick.
And you feel the same, I suppose. Missy. Oh, thank you very much.
Joan Cunningham! Oh my goodness! The lake is practically back. Thank you so much. Oh well, what a celebration for Mother's Day for you, Mummy. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you, John, and a very happy Mother's Day to you.
And thank you, Jennifer.
And you, Jennifer.
Okay, I'm going to answer some questions now. Otherwise, no. Oh, what are your star signs?
I am a Cancer.
And I'm Leo.
Yes.
Which a lot of people seem to guess. I don't know why.
It's a main.
People love watching you cook, Mummy, so maybe you should do a little bit more of that.
Well, they might like to watch me cook, but perhaps not eat it.
Actually, Mummy cooks very well. She just pretends that she doesn't.
Yes, otherwise I'm asked to do it, you see, and it goes on and on. Let's have a look.
Sorry, I'm moving it around too quickly. Selmar seems to be getting quite popular. Is he single and interested? He's single.
He's single.
I don't know if he's looking. We'll have to ask Selmar for that.
What is
do I
the
miss?
strangest thing you found in the chateau? Actually, so the strangest thing, I forgot to show you the contraption I have in the greenhouse. It's like a man trap.
Man trap. Yes, we found a man trap.
So that was the strangest thing as far as I was concerned. We forgot to show it.
Oh, we'll vlog. What do I miss about London? Shopping. I miss looking at beautiful shops. It's not about buying things. It's just going into beautiful places and seeing lovely displays because I haven't been to a shop in six weeks now.
Who's helping Elizabeth in the garden? Selma has been digging 2 beds for me. Otherwise, I'm on my own.
Javier from Argentina, thank you. I love Argentina.
Oh,
I really hope to go back there one day. It's such a beautiful country.
You. Hola, is it the right thing?
Well, it's Spanish.
Argentinian isn't that Portuguese?
Oh, Shannon, I think I just sent your letter out. I'm recognizing your name.
Thank you.
Thank you for the wee bit more for the Gardener Fund. So you're in charge of Gardener Fund, Mummy.
Oh, I didn't know I had a fund.
Well, you have. It's got $20 in it.
That's fantastic. Yes, that's fantastic. I'm looking for a gardener and they're not answering my mails. It's just awful.
Yes, Mummy's been phoning around. Thank you so much, Fiona.
Very, very
Mummy's
kind.
been phoning, trying to get a gardener.
But the French don't answer, you know. It's, well, not only the French, I dare say, but I've rung around and nobody seems to know. Someone had asked if we are still in lockdown. On the 11th, it's going to, which is tomorrow, isn't it, the 11th? We can start going out.
Yes, we can start going out. So hopefully, and big news, our cleaner comes back tomorrow. Mary Poppins back tomorrow.
Yes, because
huge celebrations in the house.
Oh, it never ends. It never stops.
Mummy's called the martyr in this home.
No, everybody says I love what I'm doing.
Anna, good to see you here again. Have you thought about concerts in the chapels with you singing? I don't practice singing enough. That's the problem. I don't practice singing ever, which is the not enough part. But my mother would love that. And yes, I could maybe do that. Maybe Michael Pesher could be playing a little electric piano.
She should, because she has a lovely voice.
And look, Mummy can serve ice creams, Anna says.
Well, of course. In the little maid's uniform, you know, little frilly white apron and the black dress.
Someone is saying, can you tell us more about your plans with Michael program-wise? Where we've been chatting a lot about that. We found our first couple of chateaus to vlog, which is really, really exciting. They're amazing, and I can't wait for you to see them. But he's got to get here first. So obviously before tomorrow, it wasn't possible to move at all. After that, it's possible to move within 100 kilometers, but he lives more than 100 kilometers away, and that could be till the end of July. Though apparently you can travel more than 100 kilometers for work, and obviously this is for work, and they're all within 100 kilometer radius of here. So I think it's okay for him to come here, but we're just finding that out now. And if so, he'll come here. Because he'll have been traveling, we'll probably quarantine ourselves on one half of the chateau for 2 weeks, just so that Mummy is definitely completely safe. And then we'll start vlogging, which would be great, because then we can start the new channel with lots of visits to other chateaus.
Oh, look, I would have loved to
Oh my goodness, lots of people I haven't thanked. Hang on,
oh,
let's
really?
have my name is Kelly. Kellerelli is a nickname from Cinderella when the mice sing to hear about her doing the housework.
Oh,
Cinderella, Cinderella, la 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 la. Thank you very much. I love that song. I really love that song.
Why don't you sing
and
it
Cinderella was my favorite movie growing up.
All I know, is it Cinderella? Oh ho ho ho!
No,
off to work we go.
No, but keep going.
Stop
It's Snow White. Mummy always, it's the work-based songs that Mummy sings,
Yes.
and I sing the sort of dream and balls-based
Oh,
songs.
thank you, Rosebud.
Thank
How
you.
lovely. You know, my ex-father-in-law was nicknamed Rosebud.
Your
He was a-
ex-father-in-law was called Rosebud.
No, my husband's father.
Yes.
Your father's
My grandfather
grandfather.
was called Rosebud. Well, I'm discovering things now.
Didn't you know?
No.
Your Aunt Sharon always called him Rosebud.
Well, he was a Rosebud.
Yes, he
I had
was.
a lovely
He
grandfather.
was a lovely, lovely man.
Oh, and thank you very much,
Thank
MM.
you.
Bonjour de Montreal. I've been to Montreal and I
Yes.
loved it. What a beautiful city.
Yes.
I had lunch there with Mason, actually, and apparently it was in a little restaurant where Charles Dickens had written A Tale of Two Cities, which is obviously about London and Paris. So it was so strange to be in Montreal and discover that he'd written part of it there.
Oh, beats.
Treats for Antoine. We love to watch him open the mail. We're gathering a gift package from Alabama for him, but the post will take a long time due to current lockdown. We had a really lovely workawayer here from Alabama, Cole. He was great. Every day
Yes.
when he arrived with the bread, he'd say, I bring the pain. 'Cause bread is pain in France. And Todd, thank
The
you.
mask fun.
Yes, the use of Nick's masks are getting increasingly bizarre, as you will see on Tuesday if you watch the Chateau Diaries. He's got a very good mask for his tango dancing.
Where are we? Any hedgehog infestation, a common thing in France.
No, I think
Oh.
it's actually quite unusual for hedgehogs to be coming in like this. And the hedgehog, however often I put them back outside with food, they came in again. But now they are living outside. Oh my goodness,
wow.
Melanie. Thank
you.
Thank you so much. I'm excited about my mother's garden too.
Somebody asked if how was who bathed the cat. You will see on a video eventually. She's coming near the kitchen, and I'm feeding her tidbits. She's very shy,
And she's very spoilt. She gets hand-fed tidbits of saucisson.
and the sheep have settled very nicely.
Lorraine, thank
well,
you very
there was
much.
a
Keep
red-
shining.
Oh, thank you.
Mummy always does.
Mm.
Um,
There,
how
did we
can
miss-
one find their own chateau? I'm seeing, do you mean to look for a chateau for sale? If that's the case, then that's what Michael and I are also going to be vlogging about. We're hoping to have two different streams of things that we're doing together. One, visiting chateaus that are lived in, private chateaus that you wouldn't normally be able to visit, talking to the owners, finding out about the history and the interior design and the architecture. But then separately from that, we also want to visit chateaus that are for sale and tell you a little bit about what to look for, that's a very personal thing, obviously, but things that we would suggest looking out for when you're viewing chateaus and how much you can find them for and what sort of fees you have to pay.
Lorraine,
And
thank you very much. And
Stella Elan.
Thank you both.
Thank you for the hours and hours of blissful
Yes.
viewing. Thank you for the hours and hours of watching. Honestly, thank you very much. It means a lot to us that you're watching our videos. And
Absolutely.
we
That's
used to
what makes
feel-
it going. Without you,
there'd be
There would be nothing.
no vlog. We used to feel quite isolated here at the very beginning. I mean, not in an unhappy way, but then after the death of my father and Mummy finding Percy and Nick moving to Brussels and I was here on my own, I have to say it was quite isolated. And this has transformed our life here, this vlog, and all of you joining us, watching us, helping comment. We get such a lot of enthusiasm from you. It gives us a lot of strength, I think, to do work here and
it
to
gives us
transform the place.
a purpose. And the chateau is in a better state in our custody now, because it's all your custody.
Have we been to Mottisfont Abbey? There's inspiration for our walled garden. I haven't been there.
No.
Do you think?
No, I haven't.
Oh, apparently
What?
somebody has been writing sexual stuff in Germany all the time. I don't actually know how to block anyone. So until then, could everybody just ignore anyone that's writing?
Yes, somebody has been posting fake photos of Stephanie.
Yes, actually, that's another thing I should probably
Yes,
say,
you
that
should.
on my Facebook account, somebody keeps putting fake nudes of me with like my head superimposed onto naked bodies. And I pointed out that it was not my body or my room or anything on the first one. And he just took that as constructive criticism and is now putting people's body parts onto actual photos of me. So it's really awful. If you see any nude photos
Thank
of
you,
me,
Jenny.
it's not me. I did not post them and they're not real.
Thank
you very much, Jenny. What is both of our favorite meals to make and eat at the chateau? Well, we like roast dinners a lot. We make a lot of.
Oh goodness! Somebody said
we made a lot of make a lot of roast potatoes, roast chicken. What do you like making, Mummy? Mummy's going through a strange phase of making.
I like making
boiled potatoes and carrots. You are going through a boiled potato and carrot phase most days.
Because we're in lockdown and we have no choice.
We like making cakes.
Lemon
Lemon drizzle is your favorite.
I like simple food, and I don't eat much meat at all. I had been a vegetarian for about 15 years. I start eating meat a little bit, but as little as I can get away with.
Okay. I think I've managed to find the person that I am supposed to be blocking, but I don't quite know how to block him. Sorry about this. You carry on answering questions, Mummy. I'll see if I can deal with this.
Okay. Do you have experience in design? Somebody asked. No, she never followed the course, but of course, Stephanie reads a lot, and I'm sure she must have acquired a lot of knowledge that way, but she's not trained in interior design. Do you only use your iPhone to vlog or something fancier?
I just
Only
use
the
my phone. I would actually really like to get a nice phone that I can, a nice camera that would have better image quality. But the problem is that I know I wouldn't carry it around with me all the time. I'd still end up reaching for my iPhone if anything funny happens. So the best thing for me is to just get the latest model of the phone all the time to try and get the best picture quality that way.
About the chicken, darling. Oh,
thank you. Thank you very much, Elizabeth Perry. So I think we're a little bit behind on seeing some of the super chats. Yeah, I think we're up to date now. Thank you very much.
It's absolutely
Elizabeth,
wonderful.
Really.
Every penny counts. Thank you.
I will try and report him to Facebook after this. I'll try and work out how to do that. Oh, goodness. See, Patricia, I'm glad I mentioned it. You're saying that you did see the photo and you're glad it's not me in that naked pose. So it's awful to think that any of you might actually have thought that it was me.
She's a good girl. She better had been a good girl. Could you do a tour of London of your favorite spots? Oh, that would be lovely.
Do we have our 3 pretty chickens? Yes. One was called Batwoman. Indeed.
Yes.
Batwoman is alive and well and is very much a man. And he is the rooster that you see when we look around the garden, Mummy's garden, with the chicken. So one of them turned out to be a chicken. One Batwoman was a rooster, and the other one is one of the roosters that you see wandering around free. There are 2 roosters who wander around free, and one of those is Ludwiga, who turned out to be Ludwig.
Oh, thank you, Frank. You can come and help in the garden.
Yes, we
need muscles.
Always need help in the gardens. Now Princess Di says the old part of the chateau appears to have a bricked over window.
Yes.
Are you going to put it back? Well, that's what we thought as well, because it just looks like a bricked up window. Then when we looked from the inside, we couldn't see an open. We couldn't see a bricked up opening.
No, you're absolutely right. The inside of the bricked window is a shelving unit, and we've got books in there.
I mean, I would very much.
We haven't opened the window.
I would very much like to put it back, but it's not that clear that it was shut from the inside. It's very strange, but we will, because in fact, I think it's more in the bathroom. At first, we thought that it was.
Yes, it was.
We thought what Mummy just said,
bedroom,
but it's not in the bedroom. I think it's in the bathroom. We can't work out how to put the bricked up window back, but it does look a little bit odd. If I don't put it back, I'll probably just put shutters on it, closed, so it looks as though the shutters are closed.
Mm-hmm. You must be warm in Panama. Hello.
Am I going to have Michael do a painting of the layout of the house before and after? Do you mean of this house? I mean, I'll have Michael do as many paintings as I can when he's here, but I know he's working on a lot of exciting...
About Selma.
Michael's working on a lot of exciting prints for his patrons at Baminier.
How long do most volunteers stay?
About 2 weeks to a month, approximately. That's about the
Yes.
average that volunteers stay.
I sent you a design for a solar dehydrator.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm sorry. I'm really behind with my messages on Messenger, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
We'll try and look for that.
Because I live in hope. I've got a lot of green on the tomatoes. I want to see some red now.
Someone's asking where you can get information about our room prices. You can get information on our website, which is www.chateaudelalande.com, and there's a booking section there. And we got another super chat from Kimberly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Oh dear, this is wonderful.
Every time one comes in, I'm just seeing like this tiny puddle at the moment get 1 meter bigger as the lake grows and grows and grows.
We filled a bucket, I'm sure. We have.
And that's the way to get anything done.
I have
bit by
actually.
bit.
Oh, Stephanie doesn't know that. Perhaps I should mention it.
What? What don't I know? What's going on? What have you done?
I have contacted a specialized company to give us an idea if they could tackle the lake.
Oh, great. I can't believe I'm hearing this for the first time now.
Yes, you are, and I hadn't meant to say it actually.
Oh, you're keeping little surprises.
I am the one who gets things done behind the scene.
Blood Honey is asking if we would do the singles weekend again. So I did it once again after doing it on television, and it's in one of my vlogs actually, but one of the really early portrait vlogs. And literally every man pulled out right at the last minute, and I had to force my single cousin to come, whether he liked it or not, because I had no single man.
He did very well.
He's still with the woman that he met that weekend. Yeah, so that was really great. But because of that, it's just not fair on the women being able to organize numbers. But I would like to arrange parties here, not specifically singles parties, but parties where people can meet each other. Linda, thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day from sunny, hot Arizona.
Goodness, I was just reading something about snow hailstones in Scotland. Poor you.
And you are half
you,
like
Linda.
me. You're half French, half American.
It's a good combination.
You're a biracial family. That's what I always used to say growing up.
Yes.
But so this is for funds for you, Mummy, for more roses, climbing roses. You know where we would like to put climbing roses is in the main courtyard against the central wing of the chateau, which was redone in the 19th century. So it's not a very, very ancient facade. The ancient facade I want to leave as it is, untouched. But in the middle, which quite luckily will be around my bedroom window, I'd love climbing roses there.
Actually, the lady who sent me the 3 climbing roses, they look pretty when they arrived here. I didn't show them on the vlog, but they're doing fine. One is actually planted against a wall, and the other 2 are in a pot, getting acclimatized to the being outside.
Oh, and the person who sent Mummy the climbing roses, Jodie, is the same woman who sent me this necklace, which a lot of people have asked about.
Yes, and admired. Yes.
Yes.
Very much so.
I really love it.
So thank you. I think they'll survive.
And Eric, thank you.
Oh, wow.
And you like Baker Creek seeds as well. Well, Mummy has planted every single seed that she received from Baker Creek.
Yeah, and they're growing. I think the only one not showing is the pink celery. It's not come out yet.
And that's the one I'm excited about for Bloody Marys.
I love the music workshops. Yes. Snow in Norway. Wow. Can you purchase the honey from your friendly beekeeper online? Does he have a website?
Kimberly Freeman, thank you very much. Did we not say thank you to you? I think we just talked to you. Well, if we didn't, I'm really sorry. Thank you very much, Kimberly Freeman. Oh my, that's
Thank you.
Incredible. Thank you.
So can you purchase from the bee, the app?
Oh, yes. A lot of people have asked
Apiculturist.
if they can buy honey from our beekeeper. And I spoke to him. And unfortunately, he's under contract with a cooperative. So he's able to give us our 10 kilos in return for using the land. But everything else he gets goes to this honey cooperative. So I will actually talk to him about maybe in future years taking out the honey that he makes on our land from what he gives to the cooperative and selling it to us instead. I don't know if that's possible. I haven't asked him yet. And then if so, we could start selling it. But as I say, I'm not sure it's possible.
I haven't seen the Hudson Valley seed packets, no. Yes, Chateau de Lalande, route de Lalande, 36140, Crozon-sur-Vouvre. That's correct. Oh, you had trouble with the pink celery. Oh well.
Hopefully yours will still come up. We're not sure.
Yes. Are you planning to do more vlogs about your China collection?
Yes, I would like to do that, especially about the Limoges porcelain, because I think that I've spoken about English porcelain, but we're in an area that creates just the most stunning porcelain. So I would like to go to all of the factory shops there and talk about Bernardaud, Haviland, Royal Limoges, Renault, all these great companies. They're beautiful. So I'd love to share all of those with you too.
Oh, look, that money I saved long and hard for. Don't forget that. It won't be wasted.
I don't forget it, Kimberly. I promise you it will be put to good use. And I hope that one day we'll have an open day here as soon as the lake is back. And any of you will be welcome to come and see the lake and see what we've all achieved.
From Liverpool, David Coley. Love to you too.
And thank you to Dion. Thank you very, very much. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm imagining a boat now, a boat on the lake.
Well, we've got a boat waiting, thanks to Brenda.
I know, but I don't want to say anything about that just yet.
Okay.
Keeping some little surprises.
Keep it to yourself.
For future vlogs.
Just amongst ourselves.
Yes, someone's asking, why did the previous owners decide to sell the chateau and the surrounding land? Because it was such a part of their family history, and obviously they had their family chapel here. And that's because they actually had two chateaus. One that they'd had for 600 years. It was actually named after, it's the same name as their family name. And this one that they'd had for 200 years. But ever since they got this chateau, they lived here because it was closer to Paris. So this was their main home for 200 years. But recently, the eldest son, well, not recently, but back in the 70s, the eldest son who would have inherited this chateau sadly died in a car crash when he was in his 30s. And the other children didn't feel able to take on this chateau.
Thank you, Jan, Stephanie.
I'm just going to finish this and then I'll do that. Wow. Oh, yes. Thank you, Jen. Love from sunny California.
Wonderful.
Poppy season. Yes, poppies. I absolutely love poppies, and I would like us to plant a lot more poppies.
Yes, sunflowers, I haven't planted this year, but we did have some last year. It's just that I didn't have the seeds.
Going back to the previous owners,
they don't think much of
in France, in Mummy, it'll be like the peacock chicks all over again. In France, every child has to inherit identically, equally by law. You can't leave everything to one child, unlike the English. So that's how the English keep things in a family for a long time.
And you know why, don't you? It's because Napoleon wanted to break up the large estates.
He wanted to break up the aristocracy.
Yes, and so they had to divide their estates among their children or compensate them.
And this family, I bought from 11 brothers and sisters together. As I said, the eldest, who was going to buy out all of his brothers and sisters here, had died many decades before. The second eldest son decided that he should keep the chateau that had the family name. So he managed to buy the one that was 600 years old from his brothers and sisters. And of the other brothers and sisters, well, two were priests and the others didn't want to buy the chateau. So they had to sell because they couldn't keep subdividing it and still do all the work, because they already had 30 grandchildren and 60 great-grandchildren. They were saying they will never be able to agree on what work needs doing, and they didn't want to see the chateau deteriorate, so they decided to sell instead. But they still come here very regularly. We see them often. They're absolutely wonderful family, and they're still part of the history of Lalande today as well.
Yes. Permaculture, I have heard about it, and it's very interesting actually, but I have never done it.
And Airstream Daydreams, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You say look forward to one day staying there. A little something for the lake and garden. I
Thank you.
really, really hope we see you here one day as well. I'm
Thank
very
you.
much looking forward to everyone being able to come and visit us again in the future.
The French don't think much of Marmite. Do you
Half
have
the
plans
English
for the
don't,
big
but I love
hall?
it.
Well, the big hall in the attic looks like it could be wonderful for parties. I agree with you.
Yes, well, everyone sees something different in that big hall. So Michael Potts imagines it as a photography studio. Selma thinks it would make a great dance studio. And I think it would be great for parties. So everybody sees something different in that space. But it's still nice to have areas of the chateau like that we can dream about that we haven't fixed yet.
We feel absolutely safe here. I was on my own at one point and the police drove in and I asked them in and I said, yes, can I help you? Something wrong? And they said, no, we know you're on your own. So we thought we would drop in to tell you that we're keeping an eye. And another time, some people were looking for us, guests, and they got stopped. They saw the car of the police stopped. And so they went to the car and they said, can you tell us where is the Chateau de Lalande? And the police said, who do you want to see there? And they said, Stephanie Jarvis. Well, there's no point in going. She's just gone to Chateau. They're keeping an eye on us. It's lovely.
And yes, Jessie, I'm really sorry that you had to cancel your wedding because of the pandemic.
Oh.
Yes, come to elope to Lalande when this is all over. Oh yes, a turkey being cooked in the bread oven. That was fantastic. And
success.
We haven't been using it much recently. It's actually quite a lot of work to keep it at the right temperature. But the minute Michael Potts is back, Michael Potts is one of the 3 owners of the chateau. He lives in Amsterdam, and Nick made it back here in time before lockdown. Michael didn't. And when Michael's here, that bread oven is going all the time, and he's constantly doing weird and wonderful experiments in there.
It was the best turkey I ever had. You know, turkey can be a bit dry. It was delicious in that oven. Oh,
Kimberly. Wow, honestly, wow. Thank you so much. I will tell Jerry that you're thinking of him.
Yes.
And if you watch the vlog on Tuesday, there's going to be a little message from Jerry, which I just filmed, telling us an update of how his treatment's going. So watch that. But he's doing really, really well. We just can't wait until his treatment's finished so that he can come and join us here.
Yes.
Now that we're getting funds, when do we think the lake will be back? That's a really hard question to answer because we don't know exactly what we're allowed to do yet. That's the next stage.
We know we've got to divide the waters from the stream to the waters from the lake.
Well, we'd like to still argue that.
We would like to argue that, otherwise we'll have a dead lake.
So they're saying that we can definitely have a lake back. 100% definitely, but as long as we have 10 meters between the stream and the lake, which means diverting it. Now, our lake used to be a 5-acre lake, and that would mean it would be much, much smaller. It would be maybe a 1-acre lake. I don't know exactly. This is what the survey will tell us. So we're now going to start arguing, well, could we have the lake back as it was, obviously with works to make it full for correct for regulations, etc. I accept that work will need to be done. But only once we know exactly what we're allowed to do and what we've managed to negotiate can we then get quotes to have it done. And then
that's what I am asking for now.
Then we'll find out how long it will take.
But we want that firm of the court to actually talk to the authorities and say, well, that's unreasonable. Can we do that as well? And that sort of thing, you know, give and take.
I mean, best case scenario, it'll be 1 year. But I suspect 2 is probably more realistic. But we're going to try and go as fast as we can on it.
And we can have the lake back purely because that lake was mentioned in the Napoleon's
Maps.
map.
The Plan Cassini might be even older than that, though, I think. It's a very,
Perhaps.
very old French map
And that's
called the
why
Plan
we
Cassini.
can have it back. But because of
Our lake is on
new
it.
EU regulations, they want to change things.
Mona, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's a
Thank
bit
you.
closer to getting that lake back now.
Yes, every
Which-
step.
And ever since it's gone, this has been my biggest dream. And I didn't talk about it for quite a long
We
time.
were
on the
too
vlogs.
upset,
I was
actually.
just too depressed. And the vlogs are very uplifting, and I don't want to dwell on things that are upsetting. But I really wanted to talk about the lake after a while because it's very clear that there is something missing at the bottom of the garden.
And the local mayor wants the lake back. It's part of this territory, They want us to put the lake back.
All of the locals
They're
are
all
desperate
for
it
us,
to come back.
It's-
And from the moment I finally talked about it, I can't tell you the wave of help that we've had from people, from all of you, from my patrons, from people watching the adverts just to make a difference so that we get funds in that way as well. Every bit of it helps. And I think even more than that is just the wave of emotional support that we've been getting from everybody telling us it's possible and we should go for it and get it back. And I feel completely buoyed
we don't
up.
feel alone.
No, I don't feel alone at all
No.
anymore. And I felt so alone back then. But in fact, that was when I was living alone in the chateau that the lake was lost. And it was very confusing and bewildering. And I had absolutely no money, but literally nothing. And so when they were saying that it would cost me huge fines if I didn't do what they said, I just panicked. And now I'm kicking myself, obviously. But now I feel that we're going to get it back.
And the lake was full of fish. Somebody was asking, where do we put fish? The fish will return anyway. It was full of fish and it was awful. I disappeared that day. I didn't want to see it happen when they emptied the lake.
Someone's asking if I could do a tutorial on upholstery. Actually, when Michael comes here for us to film the new channel, we were saying that we'd quite like to do some tutorial videos together. So I'll talk to him. Maybe that would be a nice idea as well. We could do an upholstery tutorial together, which would be lovely.
Have you met any British? And I missed the rest. It was at.
Have we met any British? I don't know where it was.
Have you?
Sorry,
Have you met any British? Yes. Go down a bit. Yes. Royals. Yes, I have actually.
Mummy has.
Yes.
I have not. You were invited to Buckingham Palace or which palace?
No, it was the other palace.
Kensington?
No.
The other palace. Sandringham?
No.
No, the other palace.
In London.
Windsor?
In London.
No, the other palace.
Yes, twice I was invited.
So we'll never know which palace, but why were you invited?
The palace was to thank us for the charity work we'd done. I think that's what it was really.
In nursing homes.
Cransford Hall. And it was quite an experience actually. Yes.
It wasn't Balmoral.
It wasn't Balmoral.
We've located it to London.
It's the old palace in London, and they have
St.
the
James's.
chapel. Yes,
Whoever said St.
thank you.
James's, thank you. Because that would have been really
St.
killing
James.
me.
Oh dear. Oh dear. See, you're quite right. It was St. James. Oh, I love your ghost in the chateau. He is actually a lovely soul.
Somebody's asking if I'm aware of any Americans who purchase chateaus. And
Yes.
yes, I know a few Americans. So Americans definitely do purchase chateaus in France. And I'm hoping that we'll manage to meet some of them when we start traveling around and looking at other chateaus. I'd especially like to meet Timothy Corrigan, who's done just the most beautiful job of restoring French chateaus. He's done one, which he then sold and is now a big 5-star hotel. And now he's restoring another chateau. So I think often Americans have this perfect way of putting history and comfort together really beautifully. So I'd be very interested in seeing those renovations.
Curtain making tutorial. You're in for some work.
Oh yes, I've got my work cut out.
And-
But when I will definitely do that when I finally make the curtains for the Chambre des Oiseaux, which is the room that we're working on now. I have to try and get the right fabric for it, and then after that, I will do a tutorial on making curtains. Oh, hello, Benjamin from Copenhagen.
Thank you.
For the chapel, thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I were in Copenhagen. The food there is so amazing. Just amazing. Oh, we've gone on for over an
Wool.
hour, Mummy. I think it might be
Will
time
we-
for us to
the
wrap it up.
wool of the sheep, actually. Stephanie knows a lady who's going to do a tutorial about the wool of the from the sheep. Do something with the wool.
Oh, somebody,
Yes.
Cara was supposed to come and process our fleece as a workaway this month or next month, and obviously can't come because of lockdown. And hopefully she will be coming next year. And so she will show you how to make fleece. I can't show you because I have no idea. And oh, wow. Anne, thank you so much, Anne. Oh my goodness, so generous.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You've all been unbelievably generous. This is your Mother's Day.
Oh yes, that's true.
And it's not even Mother's Day in France.
Thank you very, very much.
So we're going to go now.
And
but-
from Australia, I would like to say hello to Australia.
Oh, and Steve, bonjour maman, bonjour Stéphanie. We love watching your videos. One of our friends wants to be you. Please say hi to Nicola in Angmering. Is it Angmering? I don't know how to pronounce that. Hello, Nicola.
Hello, Nicola in Hammering. Do you have plans?
Nicola, you're going to hear all sorts of ways that where you are is pronounced here. Do we have plans to develop the fountain in front of the chateau? We would like to do more planting
Yes.
around it.
Yes.
Definitely.
That's why I would like to have a designer, garden designer, to give us ideas. Thank you.
So I would like to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you for joining us for Mother's Day. I'm really sorry if we didn't get round to all of your questions. Well, I'm sure we didn't. They're going so fast, but maybe we could do this again sometime next week. That would be really lovely.
Selma lives in his camper van. Yes, that was a question I had meant to answer. Oh, secret rooms we haven't found yet.
Okay. Well, have a fantastic week, all of you. Happy Mother's Day. And
Happy
thank
Mother's
you.
Day to all
Thank
of
you
you.
to all of you who've donated towards the lake. It means
Thank
such a
you.
lot to us. Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
The next video will be Tuesday. It'll be the Chateau Diaries. Normal Chateau life resumed on Tuesday.
This is special for Percy Jerry. Bye.